growing up with Ghislaine and the rest of the guys from high school, I realized that our success was a product of our unification. It was always 5 to 10 to 15 of us working on something, and at the end of the day, there was always success.
Even though my money was involved, I personally didn't come to the first meeting like I don't need to see like everything and come there and the whole group. I was already down with it, man. You can already have my check or whatever. So basically I wasn't there, and like the majority of people knew each other. I really didn't know these guys the way I know them now, but like I said, it was always like cool stuff on a cool plateau or whatever.
You earned this money, you accumulated this money, whatever you had to do, and now all of a sudden you're ready to make an investment. And sometimes it's a scary procedure when you don't know what's going on or what lies ahead.
You have to invest in you, Like that's what I was telling my friends all the time. It's just like, yo, we always try to do stuff with other people and this and that or whatever, or try to do stuff with people that are already successful. I was like, yo, we have our own story to tell. Let's make our own story. Let's do our own thing. Let's come together and create that buying power. Let's do it ourselves.
I can't get enough.
This is just a warm-up.
I'm Larry D. Stewart. I'm the host of this here DVD. And what we're going to get into is we're just going to talk about what exactly this DVD is about and what are these guys really trying to get into. These guys are really talking about real estate right here. That's the bottom line. It's real estate. But even more so than that, it's also about how these guys came together to form the unit that they have in order to get what they need to get out of life. You see, what this pretty much is this is like a blueprint. It enables you to have almost like foresight. So you're able to see what's already ahead. And that's what this is. It's a blueprint for you guys. These 4 guys came together to do real estate. And they're showing you in every aspect of their life how it changed their lives and also how their lives have been changed. Stick with me. Stay focused. Don't move. I'm going to be here. They're going to be here. It's going down. Check this out.
Back in 1996, I had received a call from Ghislaine regarding an investment opportunity.
So I got out of college and I basically tried to create a buying power. I tried to get 50 of my friends so we could all put $2,000 in together so we could purchase homes.
I just started my first year of work towards a career. I was working in systems engineering when Ghislaine tossed the idea up to me. I thought it was a great idea. I was inexperienced. I was still young.
It just comes to me naturally. Like I can't even explain it. Ideas pop in my head. Then like I try to pick people that are around me or my boys around me, and we try to set it off in motion.
I didn't particularly know what I was getting myself into. I was about 24 years old, but the enthusiasm and the passion with which Ghislaine presented it to me, I wanted to be a part of it because I know the energy of my team. I know the guys who I grew up with, and we've always been go-getters, and just the energy itself let me know this was something that I needed to be a part of.
I'm trying to get 50 of my friends together. We get a buying power of $2,000. And like me, I've always been a person like, yo, man, I don't care. I'm always going to try to make money or whatever. So I said, yo, man, no problem. I'm in, because I had $2,000 or whatever. So it was no problem to me or whatever. To me, I looked at it just another avenue to make money. Yo, here's $2,000, whatever, man. Whatever you guys want to do, let's do it. And that's basically it. We just met up at a deli. And he told me what he wanted to do. I was already with it because I was already trying to make money, I was already trying to make money anyway. So it was just like another avenue for me to make money. That's it. So we exchanged numbers and that's where it started.
Before we go forward, let me take you back to 1996. This is where it all started. Try to get 50 people together. 50 people together giving up $2,000. Try to create a $100,000 buying power. That might sound like a lot of people to you because at the end of the day, you're like, well, how much am I getting back on a return of $2,000? But here's the thing. You see, there's power in numbers. Well, at least that's suspect what they thought. Or does it work? Will it work? Won't it work? I'm gonna let you check that out. Do keep in mind though, this was back in 1996. This ain't no polished up, MTV style, diary style footage. This is back in the crib with the old little joint. I know back then they ain't had a little joint. We had the little, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's about 10, 11 years ago, it wasn't all that crystal clear. Sound might be off, but I think you can deal with it. Check it out. I call this vintage. Instant vintage.
Make copies of that package, pass it out also. So if you got a general idea of what we're trying to do, we also want to create bylaws for the group so we can make this company run smooth. So if you have any ideas that you want as law into the group, write it down.
What the bylaws are going to do, what you feel will secure your investment. Put it in as a bylaw. Chances are it will secure everyone's investment. What you feel can guarantee you your money, you put it into a bylaw. We'll vote. It will see that it's not biased to anybody else's intentions, and it will go into the bylaws. I'm a product of the people who I was around, and I looked at as my success as not as something individual, but I looked at it as it's a product of all of the people who were around me, who contributed to my success, who contributed to my progress.
Okay, now stick with me. You saw the paperwork. I gotta respect them for the paperwork. I mean, these dudes really broke it down to where you knew where the money was at, how to save the money, where it should go, all of that. Now here's the big day, America. Are they gonna do what they need to do, or is it gonna flip a totally different way?
When the time came, I had my money.
I had my dough.
I had my money, but nobody else seemed to be on the same track. We had a certain nucleus of people who were prepared. They had their money. Other people had other underlying circumstances that didn't allow them to maybe get their money together. Other people had not changed their mind. They hadn't made up their mind that this is what they wanted to do. They weren't prepared to change their life.
Yes, I had a little bit of money, so I started this sign business or whatever. Started making these house signs. Started marketing, producing, and making those signs, installing them, getting paid for them or whatever. That's what I did to make money. I never had a job.
It was a very difficult time for me. I didn't find employment as quickly in New York as I did upstate, despite my experience. I took it upon myself to go back to school, to acquire my systems engineering license. So that's something that I really wanted to do. That's the direction that I followed. It was a struggle in the beginning. I had a lot of strong guidance. At the end of the day, I was able to accomplish that. I got my engineer's license. I actually went back to school. I was trained as an instructor of engineering, and I became a teacher.
So basically, after the whole thing, where none of us saved our money, or just a few people saved their money, Jared, Ramses, and a couple more heads, I took my money and I basically wanted to direct music videos. One of my friends put me down with production, and I was freelancing for a couple of years, and I basically liked the whole idea of creating something out of nothing. So I just took my money and I basically shot my own reel.
You got hustle, knockers, snitches, police, and many more. Trying to put an end to what you work so hard for. 13 years old, no doubt, cause it's the era. No more going to school because it's family door. My family struggle enough, so I know.
Okay. All right, I'm thinking it's not bad. It got that, that bounce to it right now. I can dig that. I like the bounce. I thought this was some old little low budget joint. You know what I'm saying? This was shot at NYC. Okay, yo. Put it together, homie. Put it together. Yeah. Oh. Decent. I respect it.
Second video, we about to make history, guys.
Second video, first with a budget.
That's it. For real. Your friends and family helping out with
no
what
doubt it came through, man.
I started directing music videos, and I thought it was gonna take me to that next level. I thought every New Year's we thought that was gonna be the year. I thought I was gonna be the Haitian Hype Williams and stuff like that, but it didn't work out. Like I did one video, then I did another video, and like throughout that whole ordeal or that whole process, my friends were always involved. Like Ramses and Jared were always there.
At that time, we kind of settled back. Although these ideas were up there, we spawned them, we didn't erase them from our minds. So what we did is, we started going out, we started traveling together. We started putting ourselves around each other so that our ideas and our designs and our plans could actually formulate something that would be successful.
You know, taking little trips here and there. Martha's Vineyard, New Orleans, Gold Bowl in Virginia. There's countless parties that, you know, you can remember for the rest of your life having a good time.
And the cookouts were just legendary. I'm telling you, like, I'm not even joking, where it was like at least 304 people in my backyard. Free food, DJ, drinks, liquor. It started 6 o'clock in the afternoon and it wouldn't end until 4 in the morning. It was just like a great vibe. Everyone was cool. These cookouts were bigger than my high school reunion.
People would come from all over. Like, you send an email out 3 or 4 or 5 months prior. Cookout, the date, cats know cats come from everywhere. And cats know that when they come, the vibe is there, man. Women, old people, young people, black, white, Spanish, it don't matter. Everybody come together and it's hood.
Every New Year's we had another plan for what we were gonna do for the next coming year. And every year, I believed strongly in my heart that this was gonna be the year that we reached the next level.
We tried doing the whole real estate thing and that didn't work out. I tried doing music videos, that didn't work out. I had to party, I had to go on vacation. So we went to Martha's Vineyard, I went to New Orleans, I've been to Brazil. Even though things weren't working out in my life, I made sure that I still had fun.
Despite the fact that our ideas weren't getting off of the ground, I realized that there was something there. I was with a group of guys who would go to at any lengths to actually reach their destination.
People not focused. These dudes is partying. Martha's Vineyard. You dig what I'm saying? By the way, Martha's Vineyard is not cheap. Beautiful place to go if you got money. They ain't got no money. How you out here in Martha's Vineyard? You riding scooters like you ballin'. In Martha's Vineyard. You're supposed to be conducting your business. You should be on the video shoots, you know, trying to develop the career. Let's talk about right now a little something different. Guys got a couple of cookouts, ain't nothing wrong with no cookouts, but you ain't gotta be doing it all extravagant and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? All the food, all the alcohol, you doing it up real big. You trying to be focused. You got things to do, my dude. How'd I know? What do you mean, how'd I know? I found out some information from somebody who told me about this. That was it. But like I was saying is that me? That's me. That's me. You know, I ain't gonna front. It was a joint. Mad shorties. The food was good. The music was going down. When I tell you the music was popping, I like reggae too, but I like hip hop. But they had the reggae going on. They had that little triller, girls. Yo, it was a good look. When I tell you, it was a good look.
6 years later, that flame would be rekindled. The only difference between then and now is that we were more seasoned, more mature.
Like I called Jared and I called Ram and I was like, yo, let's start saving, let's like, you know, set a date, let's start having meetings, let's try to get people, you know, to come together and, you know, do this whole real estate thing over again. Like we set a goal to save $5,000.
Lane said he was serious about, yo, let's get another 5 Gs, let's get 20 people, get $100,000 and let's roll forward. Maybe 50 was too much because he figured 50 was too much. So let's dumb down the numbers but still have the same dollar amount but just a little less people. Boom, and I was in. So I got the call, ready to go.
I wasn't that 24-year-old young man who had aspirations of the big house and the fancy car any longer. I was an an emotionally, mentally, intellectually, spiritually seasoned individual. I was seeking better health, better relationships. So I got this call the second time, Spawned Again, by Ghislaine, and he said he was ready. The second time I knew I was ready. The first time took a little bit of convincing, but this time I knew I was ready.
But this time, instead of 2,000 per person, 5,000 per person.
So when the time came, you know I had my check.
You know I had my check.
I got my check.
And I got mine.
The original nucleus was Ghislaine, Jared, and myself, as well as Ghislaine's brother James. I had met a number of individuals, but one person who stands out is my partner Antoine, Mr. Grant, I call him. Antoine was somebody whose demeanor, his confidence was something that was not prideful, it wasn't conceit, but it was something that was convincing. He understood, he knew he had a path, he had certain desires. And based on our conversations, I realized, you know what? This is an individual that reminds me of family. At the end of the day, that's exactly what it turned out to be.
I had a debt about, let's say, $20,000. I didn't know how I was going to pay it off. So the only way I really could have paid it off was to get jobs so that I can pay it off, get a couple of jobs. So I said, all right, I'll work a couple of full-time jobs here and there, and then I still try to do something on the side for myself.
I was working 2 jobs because, I had a family to support and I had goals in life. You can either sit there and be satisfied with status quo, or you can kind of push to get over the top. Coming into the circle with yourself, Jared, Ramses, and the rest of the crew was a blessing because it took a lot of the load off your back trying to do it by yourself.
I always recommend this job to everybody. Become a security guard. Become a security guard. Yeah, go ahead and laugh. The reason why I became a security guard is because security guards are always needed. You can leave one job and the next day have another job. Hey man, I ain't doing great, man. I'm making $8.50 an hour at night. I make $13 in the morning. Nah, that might be a lot better than some of you people out there, but it still ain't that good. So I'm representing the cats that make like $30,000 a year, who are unskilled, but you still got a burning desire to do something with yourself, okay?
I always lived below my means, Even when I got the job and I moved in with like my ex-girl and stuff, my apartment was $500. When I set that goal to save the $5,000, that's where all the problems kind of mentally started. Like you're trying to save money, but stuff goes wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like try to do things and like that was the test. That was my test for money. I was going to work, one paycheck would go towards my bills, the other one was going straight in the bank, and I was still going out, still going on vacation, still partying. I was still doing what I wanted to do, still have fun. Like I was so focused, I was so determined to save that $5,000. I think the last $500 I had to pull off a credit card for the date that we decided to have the $5,000.
We did our research, we looked at our business options, we created an LLC. This LLC allowed us to work together in a legal format as well as build the finances and the income that we needed to be successful as a group. So we structured our group, we assigned responsibilities, roles, we met on a regular basis to go over numbers and successes and failures, and we started to analyze and learn from our mistakes. That $60,000 bought us our first investment.
The first home that we tried to purchase was in East Orange, New Jersey. Me and Jared made the least amount of money.
We decided to partner up together. Like the banks wanted you to be 50,000 or whatever. I made 25, Lane made 26, so we decided to come together and move forward, and we bought the house together on our own name because we made the least amount of money. I was green, I was excited, I wanted to do it, and this is the first house that we bought or whatever, and we had a lot of problems with this house. Matter of fact, after we sunk like $16,000 to $20,000 into this house in just a year. And that's what happened to you, but you know what? For some strange reason, we weren't upset that we spent all that money. We just laughed about it, like, damn, man, I can't believe we blew that money or whatever. We just, we just knew we did something wrong. We knew we had the formula. We just thought we bought the wrong house. That was the only problem or whatever. We bought the wrong house. And the reason why we got it, the big reason why I pushed for us to get it was because we had no money down or whatever. This is 1308 Park Boulevard. We're in Camden. It's the Parkside section of Camden. It's a halfway decent, neighborhood.
And how many bedrooms is this house in?
This house has 4 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. When we first bought it, you could eat off the basement floor. That's how good this house looked. Everything was brand new. garbage disposal, carpet. Actually, we were thinking about buying it and keeping it for ourselves so we can work out of here. But you know, we had to make money off of it first. So you know, we decided to rent it. But this is a great house.
Wainwright, that was in the Wake section of Newark. Nice 3-family home, 40 by 100 or something like that. You know, as far as the plot and the land was concerned. But the house itself was, a decent sized house. We get it for like 180.
In late 2002, that second investment turned into another investment before 2003. In 2003, we went over to another investment. So within a short amount of time, or short span of time, what some people would have considered impossible, we didn't have that barrier. We didn't put success in a box and say that we have to achieve it within that box. We broke the walls down and we said we're gonna think outside of the box. Now we have another 10, 12 people to rely on, to support us, to come through in the clutch. So we took the investment approach outside of the box and we were able to succeed in our investment.
We put the most money into it also. We had to do a lot of things, fixing it up for the Section 8 standards. They wanted things done in a particular way, in a particular fashion. Just getting that done so that it could be habitable by the Section 8 people and we can get the money to pay the mortgage.
That very first house that we bought, that's where all the problems began. To this day, we still go through problems, but that's where it all started, from buying that very first house. Problem tenants, they were tenants from hell.
Real estate, there's the good, the bad, and ugly. So we own a property out here in Newark and stuff like that, and the woman wanted to break the lease, which we had no problem with in December 15th. I get a call today, today's January 3rd, like I'm going to collect rents and all that stuff. I get a call today saying that the daughter's girlfriend lives downstairs with her boyfriend. So I'm going over there to see what's the deal. They're supposed to be out the property. It could get ugly. I may have to call the cops, but I got to take care of the business, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's a problem, or some people like, you see, those are headaches that I don't want. At least it's my problem and I could take care of it and I have control of the situation. I can make it, a peaceful transition, or it could get ugly also, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see what happens and pray for me. This is the stuff that we got to go through sometimes, you know what I'm saying? They have to leave the house by tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning, or I'm just calling the cops. It's plain and simple. That's it. You finish, change the locks, 1, 2, 3, take 15 minutes, you know what I'm saying? 15 minutes of my time. Maybe we'll sell the place or we'll get a new tenant. We bought Wainwright and Newark together as a group and all that stuff, and like we just made a decision, like since we bought properties and we knew what we were doing, I told the fellas like, yo, we could sell it ourselves and not pay our realtor's fee. Like I made a list, I put all the problems that we had, how much the incomes were coming in from the unit, and I went to Home Depot, put for sale by owner, and people started calling, showing tours, and like that's one thing about this whole real estate game. 90% of the time, you're waiting for somebody. So like there were times I would have an open house, people
will come, like 20 people will come 1 week, and then no one come for 2 months. But the good thing about that place was it was in a redeveloping area. We fixed up that house. We got a person to buy the house within 3 months. We're about to get the house appraised. Seller's bringing his appraiser so we can get the house appraised. And things are moving along well. I'm gonna let you meet the new buyer. His name is Festa, and I'm gonna let you see the appraiser and stuff like that. But we should be closing on this house hopefully by like the middle of May. And on our part, we just have to get a CEO, certificate of occupancy, and we'll make these moves and we'll sell this house and we go on to the next one.
Went through the inspection of hell. Came through, she wanted us to paint a wall, replace a towel in the bathroom, some caulking, little nitpick stuff. Me and Lane, we're gonna take care of it on Friday. We get the inspection report on Monday, call them back, get her back in here. Now, you know, we get a new inspector, he might come through and want us to do something else. We don't know. But we'll find out. We'll find out then. Stay tuned.
Right?
Just got a code enforcement person come over and do the inspection so we can get the CFO and complete the transaction with 259 Wainwright.
He's the new owner. We're just doing a final walkthrough because I know you're busy too, right? You got to run around. But yeah, you can go in like the first floor. I'll show you. Yeah, go. Like the first floor.
Okay, we've not been able to get in touch with
Never got in touch with her. But we did. You could go in the bathroom. Like, you see, remember the handle? We put that back on there for you. We put that back on. And then, like, this is what she failed us for, like a little piece of the tile right here.
Okay.
It was off. We fixed that. I think this is the end of the documentary. I'm leaving town and buying a new car and I'm done. Like, that's it. Another one bites the dust. Just finished closing. I'm on my way back to the other house in Irvington, but everything's all good.
259 Wainwright. Party's over. Then when we learn.
259, right?
Yeah, well, we got all that money back out of it, right?
Right.
Everything.
Everything.
We made so many mistakes on Wainwright, and in the end, we still made money on the deal.
There were a number of things that we did wrong along the course of this process. So, we were seasoned at this time. We were responsible individuals, and we realized we have an opportunity to get some income out of this and get it back to the guys who supported this process for 2 years, 2.5 years. We made a conscious decision to dissolve the company temporarily so that we can get everybody back their investment and go back to the lab and put together a plan now that was gonna take us to the next level.
It's on Monday, July 4th at 2:40, and I stopped by because he was in town. You know, we're supposed to have a big company meeting today, or whatever, but I can't make it because I have to go to work. Unfortunately, when you work with somebody else or you need the money, like I do, I got a security job. Security job, I only make $8.50 an hour. You know, I'm 31 years old, making $8.50 an hour, but that's only because I made a lot of mistakes when I was a kid, and I never got trained as a kid or never learned to do anything with my hands or whatever, or my mind. So I got to take, you know, $8.50, you know, $8.50 an hour job like that until I can make it. But I learned my mistakes, and now I'm just trying to correct everything. So now I got to go to work. I don't want to go to work, but I have to go to work.
2 years ago, we put together Kindred, and we had a goal that in 2 years we'd be able to make a few things happen. And during that 2 years, we made a lot of things happen with the properties. The one minor setback was that we weren't all able to buy cribs. That was a minor setback. The major advantage is that we were able to buy cribs, and that's why we're here today. So for some of you or all of you who may not know why we're here, you're getting your 5Gs today. So whoever needed that loot, it's coming at a good time because that check is getting cut today.
Whatever, you do good things. Yeah. Stay the game, stay focused, don't quit, don't give up, just keep going.
Yeah. And it's gonna keep coming. That's one backlog. Yeah, I just invested, but it's gonna come back.
At least Keys is turned 50.
Oh man, I'm blocking you for like. You ain't tear it out?
Right in.
Mom, how much we charging for the hot dogs and hamburgers? 5,000 a piece?
Yo, East.
You just hold it up, E. Listen.
Antoine, I hope you ain't forget about your boy. Cause you know, I'm not doing this for free. I'm not working for free. This cut me my little 5, you know what I'm saying, to keep me happy, keep me smooth. You know what I'm saying? I need to get paid too, just like everybody else. I hope you ain't got no check for me. I hope you got a check for me. If not, cut the lights. Yo, Terry, you ain't got no check for me. It's a wrap. Cut the lights off. That's what I'm talking about. You got a check for me?
Right, one check, one more to go, right? This is the big ones, right?
Yeah, I want more.
That's it.
It's promised. Kendra delivered.
That's it.
To be a part of Kendra.
Yo, she was shaking. I felt something on the side of my moving.
The beginning.
What you say?
This is the beginning.
Now, through all of this stuff about them sticking together and them putting this together and they came together to do something, at the end of the day, it's about trying to make money, right? These dudes lost money. 60 G's. This is the money they put together to try to get homes and all that because, see, this is the thing, man. Everything don't fall into your plan the way you think, especially dealing with real estate. Something might break down here. Something might go here. You got to redo a whole apartment. You got to buy sheetrock, windows, que sera. So everything don't fall in perspective. For instance, for these dudes, it didn't fall in perspective. But the good thing about real estate is that, see, things go up and things go down. You got a home that you just redid over. No matter the fact that the tenants are horrible or no good, that home value just might have went up. So now what do? You can do whatever you want to do. You can sell it, do this or this and this. That's what they did. They made their money back. Even though they lost 60, they were able to make their money back right off of the same properties, the things that was giving them problems. I like the way they got a little smart on that. They found a way to take a negative and make it into a, you know what I'm talking about.
We sought the knowledge that was going to help us to elevate to the next level. One of the things is that Ghislaine was talking about the energy and the books and the inspiration that he was getting about from this literature that he was reading, and it inspired me So I started reading about things regarding investing. I started reading about personal finance. I started reading about things to enhance my spirit. I started reading about things to enhance my health. And I started to realize, you know what? Being successful really has little to do with just the finances that you're generating. It has to do with everything that you're doing in your life. Welcome to a day in the life of. My name's Ramses, young man, early 30s. And of all places a young man can be going to on a Friday night, I'm going to Bible study. Some people may laugh, some people may chuckle at that. They look at the Bible and spirituality as a set of regulations or restrictions that say you can't do this and you can't do that. And really, my interpretation of the Bible is that it's a book of love. I've invested in upstate New York, Eastern Long Island, South Florida, Central Florida. So I've gone outside of the box again. I've made investments in new construction. I've made investments in multi-family residences. I've made investments in high-end luxury style houses. I've made investments in vacation homes. I've made investments in Section 8 type of housing. So I've touched every little area in order to acquire the knowledge necessary to take me to the next level. So what did I do? I built my power team, and I was able to make these investments in areas where I might not have been at. And I was willing to take a flight on a plane to travel to Florida in order to see an investment through. Open floor plan. It enters right into the living room area / dining room area. Okay. You see a little entry here. That's where the air conditioning components are. You have a little nook right here. Home security. Very, very, very high ceilings you see from the entry to foyer. You're talking about 24 feet. I'm here with my sister and my cousin, who's also an investor. And later on at about 3 o'clock, we're going to be meeting with some other investors with respect to different types of investments that are going out here in Florida. It's a good deal. You know, don't be greedy. You could definitely come in with a partner or a number of partners and share the wealth. This is the type of thing where, you know, an investment like this could reproduce another investment of the same type. You know, it could also give you exposure to different types of people who might be able to get you to the next level. So, you know, it's to your advantage to use whatever resources you have, whether it's a friend, you know, or somebody who you trust, to know that can come into this type of investment with you. So I came in with a very close friend of the family, and he made it happen. Ownership of property, I could probably, you know, lose my job and not change the way that I live my life, which is where I'm headed. I'm trying to supplement my income with something that I control. This way I determine, you know, how successful and you know, how stable my future is. The properties on this block go for well over $500,000. And you might look at it and say, you know, well, what's the catch? Well, the catch is that, you know, we're 70 to 100 miles away from everything. You're in an environment where, you know, people are comfortable, they feel safe. It's an attractive area. You know, you're near waters, you're near a lot of landmarks, you're near a lot of action. and you know, people love to be here. Whole foyer painted, painted the bathroom, recarpeted both of these floors, painted both of these rooms. I had the little ornamentation here. You see the little ship's wheel, just to give it that beach home effect. I laid the floor. I laid the tiles in the kitchen. I painted the master bedroom. I'm actually, after I paint that, I'm gonna lay the wood floor in there as well. I'm gonna lay wood floor in the sunroom, and I just laid carpet in the laundry room. It was funny because when we first came out here to look at the house and I started working on the house, a lot of people thought that I was like a football player. They just made that assumption that we were athletes or football players. They didn't really consider me to be an average Joe. Like, to them, it was something that was difficult to fathom, that just a regular, you know, young black urban man would be out here purchasing property, let alone property in the Hamptons. So, you know, a lot of people still think that we're athletes. Somebody actually took us out to lunch one day, thinking that we were football players that played on the Jets or something.
Rams, I see you, boy. You got that house out in the Hamptons. Holla at your boy. We could, you know what? We could do kind of like a offset of what Puffy's doing out there, where he got the all white. We'll do the off white. You know what I'm saying? He got the all white. We got the off white. You know what I'm saying? He's you know, over on this side, we on this side, you know, he got the stars, we got the off stars, you know what I'm saying? Can you dig what I'm going for? Don't that work a little bit? I mean, I know it ain't the biggest house out there in the Hamptons, but it is a nice little house. It's a start. It's a start. Holla at me, get me over there, we get some things going on. I holla at a couple of people, you know, we make a couple of things jump off, you dig? Let's do that.
When I was younger, much more immature, I didn't realize the extent of my parents and how much they were actually contributing to my success. I looked at myself as my own man because I had a job and I was doing well in school, and you know, different things were going on that made me selfish and self-centered. I actually believe that my success was just a product of just my own behavior and my own decisions. But then I started to realize as I got older, you know what? I have such great people around me that they were not willing to see me fail. And they contributed to my success, even when I didn't believe in myself at times. So I realized by having my father there and seeing my father succeed, whether or not he conveyed that to me, and having my mother there and seeing my mother succeed, and her taking the time to teach me how to cook and how to iron and how to clean and how to take care of myself and hygiene and how to speak to people. And you know, by having that type of influence in my life, I realized later on that it doesn't take just one individual to be successful. You're a product of your community and the people who you surround yourself around. I value that to this day, and I realize that changing the people who were around me and adopting to people who were gonna allow me to excel, that was a product, that's what creates the success that I've experienced in my life. So I'd never just take my experiences and my success and say, it was me, you know, I'm the one that's responsible for this. I always look at it as, I've always been a product of the people that are around me, and I value that success.
Well, first because you asked me, because you know, sometime you have to choose the time to offer help to your children when they are doing their own thing, as not to crowd the space what they want to do. And sometimes you have to know when to say, okay, I think you're in a bind here, you know, do you need some help from me? But you know, we have, you know, a dialogue. So we have dialogue, and you know, whatever I can help, even advise, you know, on how to fix something, you know. If he need money, if I had money, I'll give it to him, you know, because I'm not taking it anywhere. And I always said, if I have money, I'll tell them, you know, I'm going to send you to college, you know, to get an education, to fend for yourself, because I'm not going to leave money behind, Okay, so if I have money, I gotta give it to them right now so we can enjoy it together rather than wait until I die for them to get it. I wish I did then what he's doing now, because I would be a millionaire.
Now, I know you see Ramses, that's the dude with the dreads and everything. You know, the guy who talks with the little Abiswell, SBL. That dude right there. Yo, he's a cool dude, though, but he's a religious dude. He has religious background and religious beliefs. He believes in, you know, God and things of that nature, which is, it's a beautiful thing. I love people who seem to have something to hold on to. And also, he's on point when it comes to doing a real estate thing. Got a house in the Hamptons, got some houses out of state, got some other houses here and there. So he's really about his business along with the other people such as Antoine, Jared, and Ghislaine. They really form this nice little circle. And this dude right here, man, I like his focus, man. He's on point. He's a very intelligent brother. You know, more to me like an intellectual type. You know what I mean? And he's another one who has, seems to be good roots with his father. You know what I mean? I like that family sense. It helps you out in the long term when you got people who you're confident in.
I had joint custody of my kids, so they spent a lot of time with me, and I was still, like I said, paying the child support, and it was well worth it. You know, nowadays I'm towards the end of that whole situation, and believe it or not, I get along better with, you know, my daughter's mother and, you know, my son's mother now that we're not together.
When I was younger, I was working so much, you know, and believe it or not, they grow up so fast, you miss those times. Sometimes my oldest daughter used to tell me, Dad, you don't have to always take us somewhere where you got to spend money. You know, you can take us to the park, you can take us to the beach. And I did those things too, but they just wanted to do them more often. I was always bent on, I want to take them out to Great Adventure, the Dorney Parks, and show them a real good time so that when they go back to school, they always have something different to write about, you know, whether I took them to Disney or, you know, sometimes I didn't even take them to Disney. Sometimes my mother was going and I just paid for them to go with her. You know what I mean? So they got the experience, or they went to the Virgin Islands. My kids have been to St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, and all of them, and I haven't. You know what I'm saying?
Green and white.
Yeah, green and white.
There you go. Your hairstyle?
That's why that tree is green.
Yep, just like your braids, right? There you go. Oh, what's in there? Oh, she need to take this? You gave mommy one kiss, right? Go ahead.
It's my oldest daughter, Janice. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
All right.
Ready? All right, let's roll.
Let's rock and roll. Which one is it? She, her too?
Yeah.
Yeah? I've worked for like 15 years. I was doing 2 jobs, man. Making good money on one, but because of, you know, things like, you know, child support and things like that. And it was funny, I was paying child support and at time, for most of the part of the year, the kids were living with me anyway. I gotta run to the thing. We really don't want to run. Huh? All right.
This is a school?
Midwood Montessori up there.
Look like a hat, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice little house. Yeah. So Montessori is well known for grooming kids and stuff like that. My mother, my grandmother, my father, you know, they all put their money together for the 4-family house, and this was it. Over the course of time, my grandmother passed away. My uncle let the house go and basically had to be rehabbed.
we got a 203K loan, which is a FHA rehab loan. Basically, what they do is, for some people, in some cases, they'll give you money to buy the property as well as rehab the property, as long as the total amount doesn't surpass what the property is going to be worth once the total rehab is done. When I was 19, a lot of these buildings were burnt down. That building didn't even have anybody in it anymore. When I was little, there were, all my friends lived there. When I was 19, the building was burnt down. It was, so it was like easy to dream. Like, I wanted to buy something like that, a big old apartment building. So who's gonna give a 19-year-old kid money to rehab a big old building like that? We were selling the house for like $22,000, man. And I was working, had a good job. My cousins were working. They had jobs, and they were gonna, help me purchase the property. We were all gonna do it together. And my grandmother talked to the two cousins, and talked them out of it. A lot of times, it's, like I said, it's the people that are close to you that kind of give you that negative feedback. But then again, you might find that one uncle, that one aunt, that one person in the family that is like, yo, man, go for it. You can do it, But, it's too far and in between sometimes. This house is probably worth about $450, $500 at least. At the very least, $500. I sold that, huh? About $500, $400, $500 to buy this house now. See? And I rehabbed that place for, it should have been like $160,000. I cut it back, it came up short. But eventually I had to come out of pocket to do the rest of the work. But I sold it at $285, and it's probably worth at least $500 now. That's just the way the real estate market has boomed. And
you had both of these houses.
If I had, yeah, it would have been a good thing. You go through, like I said, you go through your trials, you go through your tribulations, man. You go through roadblocks and bumps and stuff like that. But that's that's the way things are, man.
All right.
Life in the Big Apple. This is 217 Arlington Avenue. I still own this property. It's the first house I ever bought. I bought this house. I was 23, 24 years old. I bought it before I bought a car. Basically, I didn't get that house before when I was 19 over there in Brownsville, and 4 years later, I was able to purchase this house, change jobs. I met a friend of mine, Wayne Dabney, who told me about this house. He was the same age as me. He had already bought a house. He had a 3-family, and he told me about this one. I came over, put the money down, and started the process. It was easy to maintain because the mortgage was so low at one time, but right now I've refinanced several times and pulled money out. That's how I was able to make, part of that, investment on the other side with the company, that hasn't IPO'd yet. Been a landlord since like 1995, so to speak. Yeah, 95. That's when I moved out of here, moved back to Brooklyn, and rented this out. Basically. So, and at first I wasn't like making a lot of money. I made my money when I refinanced and pulled money out to do certain things, make other investments and stuff. There's a whole lot of, a lot of times, man, there's a whole lot of things available to us, and we just don't know about it. I really didn't know much about refinancing until someone pulled my coattail. But it's there's a whole lot of things. As long as you have equity and you have someone willing to, give you 80% on your investment, 75, 85, whatever they do, go for it. Sometimes what I've experienced is that sometimes the negative energy comes from people that are close to you. That house 2 doors down, there's a White House over there. If you look at that house right there, after I bought this house, that house went up for sale maybe 3 years later. and they only wanted like $40-something thousand for it. And again, I wanted to grab the house, you know, and you know, snatch it up, take it, you know, just kind of accumulate some land and housing and stuff like that. And people around me talked me out of it. If you run into a problem or you run into a bump in the road, that's just, you know, a bump in the road. But when you have people saying, no, you shouldn't do this, or don't do it that way, do it this way, you know, if you know, they show you a better way to do it, that's one thing. But when someone says, I don't think you should do that, or, you know, that's not a good house, or, you know, mind you, you know, that kind of energy can be a deterrent and can sway your decision one way or the other. You know, someone once told me there is no really bad real estate deal. As long as you go into this with your eyes open and you're not getting into one of those money pit situations, you know, if you buy the place, live in the place for a little while, you're going to at the very least, get your money back.
He's a guy who's in that situation where he's working things out, properties, investments, things of that nature, who's another dude who's pretty much focused on another level, not worrying about what everybody else seemed to be doing, but what he needs to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? So it comes together when you have people like Antoine, people like Ramsey, people like Jared, who are feeling that we all can be on the same page and make it happen. Brooklyn, stand up.
My mother's house had equity. My mom bought her house for cash for $150,000. A house burnt down, so the insurance company gave us cash for the house. My mom purchased this house she lives in, cash. So after a amount of years, not really fixing it up, just nice, normal, kept the house nice standing or whatever, the house was worth $450,000. I knew my mom's house had equity in it. Why don't we pull some equity out, pay all our bills off, and you know, like we could split the difference.
She's taking out a loan for $100,000.
Right.
The closing costs are $1,000. It's gonna take an initial draw of $25. She'll get a checkbook for $74.
All right. She had like close to like $2,300. I had like, you know, close to like $2,000 worth of debt. After we refinanced the house and everything, we did everything right, pulled a little money to pay off all our bills. Our monthly income now, what she owed is basically $800 a month. And like, you know, we supposed to split it in half together. So that's like $400 a piece. So instead of $1,200, that's what we did. When I started purchasing houses, like the realtor Kendra, she could tell you, I looked at over 100 homes online.
16%. If you take 45,000 multiplied by 16%, that's how much. 16% is how much money you have to come out of your pocket. Worst case scenario. Right. 16%.
Before I even picked my first house that I wanted to live in, because I knew I wanted to live in a multi-family house and I wanted to live rent-free. So I even looked at like 100 homes online. She picked 30 of them, and I think we viewed 20 of them.
This is Kendra.
Hello.
The realtor, working miracles. How many houses have we seen so far?
Too many.
Right?
Too many.
I would not buy this house. You see this place? Do you see this place? You will not catch me trying to live in this spot right here. You cannot pay me to live in this spot right here.
It's 5, 6, and 6. Okay.
All right.
On the first floor. I can't get into the first floor. If you show interest, I'll make sure that you can. I just don't have a key to the first. Because with this one and that one. This one of the bedrooms is small. It doesn't have a
Closet.
It doesn't have a closet.
All right.
Actually, you don't even have to do it. You can just keep this one for your records. That's not
And what's his name that can get in contact with you then? Victor.
I haven't checked my email, but he hasn't called.
Instead of going 100% financing on a legal 3, okay, what you'd be better off doing is putting 5% down.
All right.
Okay? So what I'm going to suggest we do is we could leave this purchase price, but the loan amount will have to be rounded to an even number.
All right, no problem.
And now this is a legal 2 or a legal 3? It's a legal 3. Legal 3.
2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 3 bedroom.
On the first floor, which would be the lower level.
That's where I would live on.
What's the
It's a 2 bedroom.
2 bedroom, and what would you say the average rent for that one?
1,000.
Okay. And then you have the second floor.
That's 3 bedroom.
3 bedroom.
And that rent's 1,200 and higher. I think they just raised it to 1,300.
And the third level?
1,200.
3 bedroom also?
Bank companies or mortgage companies give you a to-do list, like then they require like my W-2 form, last payments, bank payment stubs and stuff from my current jobs and stuff like that. So they always give you a checklist, and like I try to do it as fast as possible. That's the best way.
How bad in shape is the house?
It's not really that bad, man. I was just like, the only thing that needs to be done, I'm gonna update the kitchens and stuff like that. But after that, the house is in good condition, and I'm gonna finish the basement too.
And is an oil tank in the ground that heats the first floor?
No, not in the ground. It's above ground.
Oh, okay. In the basement?
Yeah, in the basement. I saw that. Yeah.
Take a look?
Yeah, I took a look and everything.
Nothing leaking?
No, nothing.
And what are the other 2 apartments?
The other 2 are gas. The other 2 apartments are gas.
Separate heating systems?
Separate heating systems, yeah.
That's pretty good. There's nothing else here, but let me call her on that issue of staying or not staying.
And I already got that termite inspection. I already went through that.
No problem?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I need a letter from you with my rent and stuff saying I paid like I've been paying my rent for the past 12 months. Oh, that's it right there. Oh, thanks. See, that's why I use him. He's the best.
Yeah. Send a copy of that to my wife.
Right? Yeah.
But everything's straightforward. Just do the inspections.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. As long as they paying the rent, I don't mind.
We're good. Any questions, give me a call.
All right, no problem.
And this will be continued.
No, that's it. Today what I'm doing is I'm gonna be filling out or signing the paperwork that I got from a mortgage company, basically a good faith estimate saying how much my bill's gonna be monthly for the house, what other paperwork that I still need to give to the mortgage company. And I'm just gonna be signing off on the paperwork, make sure all the numbers are all right, and I just gotta sign this, and I'm gonna hand this to the mortgage company on Monday morning before I have to bounce out to Jersey and go back to work. All right, yeah, I just got off the phone with Pam and stuff, and she's just saying like they won't close with a temporary CEO because it's a 203B.
Right, well, the 203B is just a regular program, not the 203K program.
Right.
The 203K program is a rehabilitation one.
And they basically said the loan's gonna go through, you could close with a temporary CEO. So later on, I'm getting ready to go to work. My realtor calls me and basically tells me that the person that called earlier was misinformed. They gave the wrong information. That my bank will not close with a temporary CEO. Hi, Mario. This is Ghislaine.
Hi, Ghislaine. How are you?
All right, I made it to Irvington at 2:06. I signed off on the paperwork, but the lady Ann that's supposed to type up the stuff in the meeting for the rest of the day, they said. So I can't walk away with a temporary, with the paper in my hand. I was like, yo, there's nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Now this is what I go through. Like, you hear all the mumbo jumbo that's going through stuff. I have to deal with, but I'm about to fax over this paperwork.
I'm calling to let you know I spoke to the owner. And he agreed to close on the temporary CO.
All right. Yeah, just to let you know, the insurance company has everything written for me. Look, I came to New York. I'm just get a bank statement, and hopefully I'll come out there and have the paperwork for you today.
$3,051 and 83 cents.
$3,051. Oh, $3,051.83.
3051.83.
Oh, that's perfect. You know me.
I just wanted to let you know I finally got a clearance from the bank that we can close on your property. And also we're scheduled to close on Wednesday. I think I had mentioned to you that we would like to close on Tuesday, but we have clearance to close for Wednesday. That's next week.
A closing is basically when you first meet someone, yes, I like your house, I want to buy it. You go to contract, and then from there, the contract goes to a title company or an attorney.
Broker's fees and points, they charge you $5,500.
Now, when you go to closing, there's a bunch of documents that you're going to sign. If you're going to use a mortgage, you would sign a mortgage. You're going to use a promissory note, and then you're going to sign a mortgage. You're also going to sign a deed. A deed is just basically transfers ownership from one person to the other person. There's going to be title insurance, there's going to be fire insurance or hazard insurance, there might be mortgage insurance, but in a nutshell, there's a bunch of little documents and things that has to be done in order for you to get title. Mainly, if there's funds transferred, funds got to be transferred, and also a deed.
Just want to let you know, just like that, closed, deal's done, and that's it. And look at the keychain he gave me. All that work for a keychain. It's like, I'm just playing. It's all good. You have to imagine it. And once you put yourself in that situation, then you start thinking like that and you become persistent. You know what I'm saying? You start doing stuff. Just like when I was focused on buying my house, I had to visually put cue cards in my house. I'm gonna buy a multi-family house. I'm gonna have goals, like this is what I wanna do for this year. And I had to visually see it. I had to say it. I had to read it. And I did that on a constant basis, and I was just working towards my goal. You have to set a plan and work towards those goals. And then the most important thing that most of us don't do, you have to act on your plan.
So you want the electric all as well?
Yeah, I want the electric done in the whole house because it's fuses.
54 windows, okay. All right, let's go.
You want to redo the bathrooms.
This one you want it, because you're going to be living right here.
Right.
You want this one.
Right.
You're going to get cabinets here, you're going to get cabinets here. How long you been on this job?
Since 2003.
I give you a rough, I will run you about $450 a month.
$450 a month, the loan?
Alone. I will cover you. Run about $37,000. Yeah, sign right there.
Oh, you said within 48 hours that you know?
I should know you by tomorrow. It's a good news. And then the process begins. Now ask for the bank papers. Once the bank papers come in, you sign it. 3 days later, you get checks from the name of the company and your name on it. But you do send it over to us. Finish the seminar. This whole project will take about a month and a half.
That guy came through, looked at the place, see what needs to be done, and hopefully I get like a nice little rehab loan so I can fix everything up and get this house up and running and get the tenants in there. Today is June 27th. You can see that? First of all, they're not done with my spot yet. They came in to put in windows. They left windows all outside on my property, and they know this area isn't, secure like that. And look what they did. instead of renting a dumpster, this is what I gotta deal with until they finish my work. This is my backyard. Trash linked all against the side. Trash linked all against the side of the house. They got trash linked all on my fence. Stuff's damaged. If it's damaged on my aluminum siding, they're gonna have to replace that too. He promised that he was gonna finish the property in a month and a half, and that was my fault. I understand where he didn't sign the dates or the what is it, the date or the estimated date when he was gonna close. But he told me on camera a month and a half he's gonna finish the property. It's June 27th. I had to start paying a mortgage by July, right? So no, by June. So I paid June's mortgage. I'm paying July's mortgage because they're still not done with the property. And then I have to pay my rent on both my apartment that I still live because I can't even move a box into my place because they're not finished with one single room in my house. And this is how I get treated for a $40,000 job. I'm a consumer paying for service, and this is how I get treated for 40 G's. And that's not. Is this fair? You know what I'm saying? Even though they wrote on paper they got slick and didn't write the dates or the estimate date, is this fair for the condition of my property to be like this? It's It's gonna be 4th of July weekend this week, and I can't even have a barbecue. I can't even invite people over to my house because it's not even finished. Or even if they weren't finished, I can't even have a little cookout because they're taking their time. Is that fair? That's all I'm asking. Is that fair? I'm paying for a service and grown men are just lying to me saying they're gonna finish. I don't know when they're gonna finish. I'm gonna have the person come over to cap the windows. They haven't been over yet, and it's just like I'm tired of arguing with grown people, man.
Hey Paul, how are you?
All right, man. Yo, what happened? I thought someone was gonna come and move all the stuff out my apartment.
Yeah, it's totally nice to do that. Is nobody there?
There's only one person here. He's by himself, man. I was like, you know, you keep on telling me that you're gonna do stuff and you're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I gotta be in my apartment.
Are the guys there or not?
There's only one person here. There's only been one person all week, man. You know what I'm saying?
I can't hardly hear you, Paul. Sorry.
I said there's only one person here. S'il avait 6 et 5 heures tous les jours, oui?
Oui, tous les jours. C'est tous les jours. 4 heures. 4 heures.
4 heures?
4 heures tous les jours. Parce que 5 heures, maman, ouais.
Okay.
And then you make to the size. When you come in, we talk. Yeah. We talk. Right. And it's maybe this color or.
Mother is like my role model. She's the person that's always been there, always been supportive of me. Like everything I tried to do, she always believed in my dreams, and we believed in the dreams together. And like I could understand, like sometimes she was disappointed. I would try something, it didn't work. I went to college, I got a biology degree, I never pursued it, but she's always been supportive. And like, I don't know, maybe in a woman, that's what I'm looking for. Like, yo, love me unconditionally, I mess up, do whatever. But my mother and my grandma are like my #1 role model in my life. You motivated me, and it's just like, that's why I get that drive and that, you know, and that persistence, because I seen all the stuff that you went through. You got 2 jobs so you could put me through college, and all I'm trying to do is repay y'all back. You know, Ma and Grandma, I love you. What's going on, y'all? Today is September 9th, and I have a bunch of inspections. I have the CO inspector coming, I have the electrical inspector coming, and I have the building inspector coming. So we'll see if they'll let me videotape it, and we'll see what they say.
All right, you're pretty much done, man.
And then I put all the... You want to check the second floor?
No, I don't need to check the second floor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this paperwork this afternoon, and I'll approve it.
1 inspector down, 2 more to go today.
For rent?
I heard people saying 12.
close the 13th rail again.
Oh, that was the only one that didn't. No, remember you told me because there were one. I put new GFIs. Good.
Put this on your panel board.
Mm-hmm.
Take it out. Stick it on any one of them.
On the front.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning, Star Ledger Class. If I may help you?
Yeah, I want to place an ad in the paper for a rental property that I have.
Okay. It's a apartment for rent?
Yeah, apartments for rent. It's 2 large 3-bedroom.
2 large 3-bedroom apartments?
Right.
Okay.
Apartments are going for $1,200.
They're $1,200?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like going back to basics, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I put over $700 worth of ads. Put over $700 worth of ads in the paper and stuff like that, and no one called. Like, I got a lot of people call, like 90 people call. So like people are scared of the street, Ellis Ave. You can point right there, take a look. And I'm just putting signs up, you know what I'm saying? Apartment $950. I even had to go lower in price. I was wondering if I could leave some flyers in here. I have an apartment that I'm renting out. I bought the house in April and it's going close to like December, you know? And I was like, no one's trying to rent out the apartment, so I gotta do what I gotta do. I put ads in the paper, people are scared. So I'm just trying another marketing tactic. Hopefully this works, you know what I'm saying? You got the numbers on here. I made a printout, hopefully it works, and you know, people are called, so we'll see what happens.
My name is Maria. I'm calling about the apartment.
Oh.
Can you please tell me about it?
Oh, yes. The apartment's located on Ellis Avenue, and that's in Irvington, New Jersey. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and I'm the landlord, and I renovated the whole entire apartment, like a living room, dining room, 3 bedrooms, hardwood floors, ceiling fan, new kitchen. Ellis Avenue.
Oh, Ellis Ave?
Right.
Oh, no. Thank you. It's okay.
All right, take care. Have the best tenants in the world, man. I was like, no problems at all. Have to have relations. Like, I live in the building. They're gonna see me. I guess it makes it even better. Like, yo, the landlord lives on the bottom, so we're not gonna act that crazy. And the funny thing about it, out of all the people that called, 80% of them were women. And this is Brenda. She just moved onto the 2nd floor.
Hello, hey, my name is Hardgrove.
And now I wanted to ask you, how many years you lived in your
11 years.
Property? So what was the reason why you left?
Okay, when I first moved there, the building was really nice, and then they started letting anybody move up in there, and then we started getting roaches and mice, and I never had that in my apartment. And then it kept changing supers, and they wasn't cleaning up correctly. That building was so nice when I moved there in '94. It ain't like that no more.
And that's the thing. It's like, yo, it's 2005, about to be 2006, and we still got to deal with crackheads, drugs, and you know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. We got the 3rd tenant on the floor, me and Catherine. And then tenant. Oh, so just put like the family members that are gonna be living in you know,
I just put Shawnee, Tanika be living with, but I just put Shawnee.
Alright.
To do now is to run the credit report.
All right.
Because you know, your credit score is very important. That'll determine what type of rate you know, you could get. Yeah, that's what I'm pulling anything out, because that includes the closing costs. That's going to be a closing cost for about $12,000 plus these the first loan and the second loan, and that's $268 plus another $12,000. I bring you to $280 for your closing costs.
So I'm just hitting it right there.
That's exactly. And if you want cash out and the house is worth more, we got to get the house to be worth X amount so we could keep something in there, because you don't want to go 100%.
Right. I don't.
LTV, because that's going to increase the interest rate.
Different, but I generally charge you flat fees.
True.
difference is like naturally if you got a single family that's 300,000 and you got one that's $1 million,
Right.
you know, there's no difference in that. Other than that, they're pretty much the same.
Right.
All right, man.
I appreciate it, man.
I was like, the car is slowly but surely going. I'm gonna bring you inside so you can check it.
This car is dead. I don't care what you say. This car's dead, man. Damn, son, that shit is horrible, man. Oh my God. Can a brother get a date?
Still rubbing up, man. Got me from Jersey to NY. Keeping this car, you hear this? I'm keeping my car. I'm putting that sucker in the backyard and I'm keeping it. I love this car, 11 years. 11 years. People laugh on my car, be cracking on my car. I love this car. I can't tell you the feeling when I walked in that dealership and they were just like, yeah, can we help you and this and that? And I was just straightforward. I was like, I want a black car with black leather and I'm paying cash. That's when the whole ensemble like, oh, da, 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 da. Today I'm at the car dealership and I found the car that I want, the 04 Maxima. It's the first car I ever bought and this is probably the last time I'll ever make a car payment again in my life. Jay just sold me the car. This is the quickest sale ever, right?
Definitely the quickest.
Easiest, right?
Easiest. Definitely.
I like no sweat. Just bought the car, that's it, 1, 2, 3. I know what I wanted. I came back, right? I was about to go to another dealership. That's it, man. Thanks.
Okay, pretty much selling price was $22,525. On bottom line, we said $25,000 out the door. That's including the leather and including the wood grain.
About to drive away with it. Leaving the other car in the spot. I'm gonna go pick up my other car later on. I could come back to the spot and pick up my car, right?
Yeah, anytime.
All right. Yeah. It ain't bad.
Nah, beautiful.
And then in the back, little ding, gray. But it ain't bad. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Today is March 2nd, 2006. And I just want to let you know, like, things are starting getting better. I got this new mortgage, everything's consolidated. I just want to show you checks to just show you how real, like, I'm starting to save money and then things are getting paid off because I have other people living in an apartment. But first things first, like, when I refinanced the house and I got that $37,000, the first thing I did, I had 2 credit cards. I paid those credit cards off. So I don't know if you can see it right here. You see what I'm saying? You can see it, it says 0, right? You see 14 whatever was paid, right? You can focus on that 14.
Yeah, we got that.
Yep, and you see where it says balance 0, right? So that means it's low. You see this? No more credit cards. Finito. I ain't getting no credit card no more. I'm only keeping one. I'm gonna show you some refund thing I just got in the mail. I didn't even know I was getting a refund back from the title company.
Okay, right.
You know what I'm saying? $300, right? Then the 3rd floor tenant, this is what they pay, and then they pay the rest out of pocket, right? This is what I get from the state. Look, you see? Township of Irvington, authority or whatever, right? And they pay me that, right? That's $800. Then I have my other floor tenant. You see what I'm saying? Pay to Ghislaine Paul, right?
Good, you good. You good. Cha-ching.
This is one abandoned house, right? Look over here. This house is this is my block, Ellis Ave. This is where I live in. You see that house right there? That's for sale, right? You walk up. Look at this one. That's 2, right? That's house number 4. 4 houses abandoned on my block. Yeah, the reason why I bought my crib, they're building a new school in this area. So they bought all these houses, or like say they sold them or the houses were abandoned, the state bought the houses. They're gonna take 2 blocks and knock all these houses down. They're building a new school out here. That's the reason why I bought the crib where I'm at now. Just like back in 1996, they told cats they could buy a brownstone in Harlem for $250,000, brand spanking new, renovated. That's the reason why I moved over here. Like, it's not developed yet, but I see the opportunity. I went online and researched and found out they're trying to redevelop Irvington, downtown Newark. I need to get in at the ground floor. I wish I could get in at the top, but then it's gonna be too late. I bought the house right now, fixed it up, and I gotta live with the bullshit.
Ghislaine's from the suburbs, you know, green grass, you know, sprinklers on the lawn, you know, paperboy throwing the paper, you pick it up at the door, you got today's news, that type of thing. I might even have seen a milkman come through. I haven't seen a milkman, I don't know how long, but that's a good neighborhood that he's in. But he bought his property in the hood. Why would he buy his property in the hood? Economically, that fits what he needed to do. That's a great investment for you because, see, somebody will live there. Somebody has to live there because they don't have the finances to live in a great plush areas. Harlem. I remember back when Harlem, where they were selling shells for $1. That was a shell. They had an auction just for this brownstone, nothing in it. Gutted out, $1. Because nobody wanted to buy up there. They needed to bring the economy up there. So then what they started doing, hey, we'll sell these brownstones, $20,000, $30,000. Nobody still wants to buy them. Not that they didn't want to, but the people in that area didn't have the money. Wherever you're from, check out Harlem now. You can't buy anything for less than at least $700,000, $800,000 at the minimum. Cycle. From the Renaissance to now.
I basically always had 2 full-time jobs for like mad years in order and I just wanted to pay off my debt. And at the same time too, like let's say on the weekends, any free time that I had, I would try to do something for myself on the side. At this time, real estate is really heavy in my mind and I really started concentrating on real estate. So that's where it started. I work at, yes, it's a supermarket company, but I deliver groceries. Yeah, can you believe it? A 31-year-old man in today's day and age delivering groceries for a living. That means I'm on the clock. All right, so I'm gonna start my day. Okay. All right, bye. Every morning I come in, pick up my route, see what I got today. My truck's already loaded, so I have to do that. I have 16 stops, 2,900, 60 miles. Yeah, it's kind of heavy, but it's only 16 stops. I go a whole bunch of times. I just look at my route, and I can tell whether or not I'm gonna have a good day or a bad day. Based on how this looks, I can see that I don't have to rearrange anything because sometimes they might be toppled over or whatever if you're too close. Like you see all that water? I'm gonna have to take that water down. You know, because I made poor choices or I have to work for somebody for a living, so I gotta punch the clock. And whenever you punch the clock, these are rules you live by, you live by somebody else's rules. So, man, that's how it is until I can actually call my own shots. This is what it's gonna be like. I take this wand, D-Tex, swipe it. I don't know if you can see, but swipe it. And you hear that beep, boom, that means it's done. That means that now I can prove that I was here. So I'm just walking around at my job, making sure everything's okay. Because that's what they pay me for. Whatever job I get, I make sure I do it well. Because you never know. You always gotta do a good job, no matter how much money you get paid for it. If you agree to the job, then you do it to the best of your ability. Even if, yeah, I don't like it, I'm the reason why I'm here. So I got nobody to blame but myself. I always bought hoopties. I mean, cars like $400, $500, $1,000, so that I can pay the liability insurance. What happens is, if you pay liability insurance, it's way less than if you pay full insurance. This is my car right here, 1996 Tercel. It's paid off. I bought it because if I were to buy a new car, I'd have to get full coverage insurance, and that, of course, that jacks up, you know, money that you pay. The more money you pay, the more money comes out of your pocket, like every month or every week, or however you pay your bills. And I like this car because, like I said, I paid it off. It's a very good car. So that's the reason why I didn't buy new cars and put loans on it, because I know that I can drive and I can save a lot of money. So I bought the hoopties, paid the insurance off so I can move forward. Every time I got paid, like let's say I made $800 for the week, I would only take $100 for myself, and that'll be for everything, food, entertainment, movies, and the other $700 went towards my bills. What other things that I can do other than just making money that I can go ahead and pay off this debt? So one of the things that I could do, I said, as opposed to getting in a real apartment, like let's say an apartment back then cost about $800 for, you know, for a 1-bedroom apartment. Like I could have gotten that and been living in an apartment, but you know what? I would have never been able to save money and pay off my debt. So what I did was I found a room for $115 a week. I know I was 27 years old. I was kind of ashamed of it because a grown man should not be living in a room. But you know what? I wanted to get ahead. So I said, all right, I'm gonna step down in order to move forward. I really got those 2 full-time jobs to really pay off all my credit card debt, and it was like $20,000. And in all honesty, I paid off that $20,000 in a year and a half.
they gave certain things up because they knew down the line this would help me out even more so. This would benefit me even more so. Because there's no way in the world I'm buying a $300 car, sleeping in a little room with the curtain to the side. How am I getting anything? No shorty gonna wanna holler at me. That's like me coming from the club like, yo, look, I got my little Torcel outside. Yo, we gonna hop down to my room. Your room? Yeah, we gonna hop down to my room, you know, and we can make what? She's like, would you beat it? You ain't even got a hotel room to take me to? Right now, I ain't got it, but that's the whole point.
How I purchase my 10 or 11 homes really is just by partnering up. Like, if you are not strong in certain areas, like I said, there's 3 pieces of a puzzle or whatever, and you know, you might have cash, but you have no credit. You might have credit, but you have no cash. What I look at is the total picture and then figure out where I'm weak at, and then I figure out how I can compensate for it. So like, I had the least amount of income and the least credit or whatever. So I basically got the people that had better credit and had more income than me, and I basically gave them a piece of the pie. All these homes that I bought, I would buy them, like my mom and dad helped me, my boys helped me, things like that. When you hear about an opportunity, you gotta go down and check it out because time is of the essence, you know? Yeah. You always want to be the first one in.
So where are we going right now?
Yeah, man, we're heading all the way down south on the Jersey Turnpike to about Camden, New Jersey. Why Camden? Because that's where the opportunities lies, I feel. I bought these 10 or 11 homes, and in all honesty, I ran into problems, financial problems. How I ran into the financial problems was I had partners in the deals that stabbed me in the back, meaning that they didn't held up their end of the bargain. For all you people who are scared to be a landlord or whatever, this is the reason why people don't want to be landlords. Come in. This is what some tenants do to your house. Look at it. Would this scare you off if you're a landlord? If you're trying to get into the game and you want to make money? If you come to a house and a tenant does this to your house, would this scare you off? Would you want to give up? You see all this damage to this house? Let's go up in the bedroom before I tell you how much it's going to take to redo this house. If somebody did this to your house in like 6 months, June, July, August, September, October, November, in 6 months, if your house is ruined like this, would this scare you off? Would you want to give up? How much money do you think it'll take to fix this house up?
How much?
You think what, $10,000, $20,000 to fix this house up? Not even that, not even close. Literally, $4,000 will make this house look like it's brand spanking new.
Yo, the tenants really messed all this stuff up. Like, look at that, some of that stuff. They did all this stuff, the walls were this dirty and black, they did all this?
Yeah, you shouldn't let stuff like this scare you. Like, this is nothing, scrape and painted, that's it. Yeah, this is how they left the house, man, you know what? But, you know, would this scare somebody, would this scare you off? Future investors, would this scare you off if you find a house like this?
Look at this crap. Oh, they ripped this too?
Yeah, they ripped it, man. The house is decent, man. It looks worse than it is, and that's what a lot of times.
They spray painted the wall like that?
Yo, that's what they did, man. Yo, it's stupid. Look at all this stuff on the wall, man. It looks like on the wall. 1 minute to 6. I'm about to start going down to Camden to go to the courthouse and try to get these people evicted. And like I said, it's part of the process. I'll let you know each and every way how it goes. 8:50. And I'm running a little bit late. So like I said, sometimes I wish I didn't have to file eviction, but eventually you will have to, and you might as well do it professionally, do it efficiently, and just handle your business as quick as you can. The first case or whatever, my case, the lady was here, she said, Jared, you know I'm gonna move out by the 30th. I said, listen, that's fine or whatever, let's get a mediator, and let's just put it in writing. We put it in writing, she's moving out by the 30th, she paid me the $45 for the water bill. The mediator looked over it, I signed it, then she signed it. The judge signed it, so now it's good. If this lady breaks her word or whatever, all I have to do is go back to the court, give her a piece of papers, and she can be evicted immediately. Oh, I feel so good. And in the second case or whatever, the tenant hasn't paid us rent for 4 months. I tried to work it out with him. But in the end, you know, they ended up not paying the rent, and they had a lot of broken promises. We tried to work it out with them, but they didn't do it. Today they didn't show up, and automatically, if the landlord's here and the tenant doesn't show up, that's an automatic default. And what you can do, once you get the automatic default, that's like hitting the goal. That's like striking gold again. I went downstairs with the same place where I filed the initial eviction, and then I got a warrant for removal. Now it's gonna take 3 business days for them to serve that, excluding holidays and weekends. And once they do that, and then like I think within like 8 or 10 days, she can be removed from the property. Oh, I feel so good. What a great country it is. It's Thursday, September 22nd, about 9:50. I'm back down at 8:50. I'm back down in Camden. I got to go to court again because my tenant that was in 1308 Park Boulevard, they pulled some slick stuff on me, and they said that they never received the first postcard to go to court. I know they received it, but they're playing the game, and that's what happens sometimes. People, they use the rules against you, and sometimes the law doesn't work in your favor in a timely fashion. I just came out of the courtroom, man. Yo, man, I am disorientated right now. I've never been this disorientated before, man. Yo, the judge dismissed my case because I didn't send one letter terminating the contract to the tenant. What I'm gonna do, I got some sodas downstairs. I'm gonna eat like 2 burritos and a Nacho Supreme. Maybe have like a drink or something, because I need to get some get right. I need to get a little tipsy tonight because I just want to forget about this day. It seems to me that the court system is designed for the tenants. And I don't mean like good tenants. I mean bad tenants. I mean bad tenants can stay in a house 6 months, even years before you can get them out. All because of the freaking court system. The minute I bought like the first or second property, that's where all that's where it all hang loose or whatever. Like I would have to take the money that was supposed to go in the bank account wasn't supposed to be spent on fixing the property. It was supposed to be, you know, just have money there just in case the mortgage didn't get paid and things like that. But because he ran off and stabbed me in the back, I actually had to go down there and start fixing the properties myself with the money that wasn't supposed to be used for that. So that's how you run into problems. I had like 5 homes at one time that were vacant, that needed to be fixed and needed to be rented. And I lived in New York, and these properties are in Camden and Philadelphia. I've had all kind of credit problems. Like I've owed money to the IRS. I've filed for bankruptcy. I've even been through foreclosure. So like I've been through a lot of financial stuff that maybe most people would have cracked, but I didn't crack. I just basically looked at it like, once again, what's the worst that can happen to you? The only thing that can happen to you is that they can take your house. Nobody's gonna come throw you in jail. Once I realized that, then I just said, listen, let me look at the whole financial situation. The homes that I can save, let's save it. The ones that I can't, just let them go. And that's what I did. Nothing's better than the tenant calling you. Let's say the rent is due on the 1st. They're calling you on the 20th. Jared, can you come get your money? Most of the time, she paid me like 2 weeks before the rent was due or whatever. I was loving that, man, I thought it was gonna last forever. But she got me. But she got to move on, right? So you bought yourself a house?
Yes.
Was it close nearby?
No, it's actually it's at
Oh, okay, bigger?
4
bedroom?
Bathroom.
Wow, nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Based on how he conducted himself as far as being in my property and everything, and how we always talk, and he's a good tenant. Like I said, I said, hey man, go ahead, man. You're a very good tenant. You always tell me what you're gonna do, and if there's a problem or whatever, you allow me the flexibility and the time to go ahead and take care of the problem instead of just getting upset. Because some people too, when something happens or whatever, they think you're trying to screw them or something like that, and it's really not like that. Sometimes, even though you're a landlord, that doesn't mean you have money either. That's right. You could be struggling just like him or whatever, or he might have more money than you. You never know. But like I said, based on our past and how we work together, I felt like I could give him and trust him, and look what he did it today or whatever. He gave me the cash today. So now I'm just gonna fill out a receipt and give him a receipt, and we'll move on. I'm always looking at how to get a deal done. I don't care about if we can achieve an objective. I don't care how it's done. But here's how the deal went down. They want to purchase the property from me for $70,000 cash, but they won't pay the cash up front. They'll give me $30,000 down and $40,000 within a year or whatever, and pay $400 a month or whatever. So right now I'm about to go pick up a $20,000 check for a deal that we're supposed to close on the 31st. This is the lead man right here. This is her uncle. Say hi, sir. Hi. And this is Miss Selena. She's the one that's actually buying the property.
Yeah.
Wait, can I see?
My husband and I.
My husband and I.
He's actually sleeping. So,
yeah. They're gonna be the buyers, and I'm the seller. Okay. And right now we're basically at my car on the side of the house. Is basically writing up a receipt, and the balance that they're gonna owe me is $8,000 because they already paid me $2,000 when I first met them. I'm just gonna write up a receipt for them, and that's it. I'm gonna give you some money. Hopefully it'll help you out, okay?
I appreciate it, brother. How you make it out with good? How much you got here?
Count it, bud. Count it, baby.
Oh boy. You don't play.
Count it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25, how much it is? 25. How much it is 25?
All right, man. You know, as promised, man.
You're good.
Listen to me. As promised, man. We had a deal.
Yeah.
I'm a man of my word, man. You know, there was no contract, no paper, but you know.
I know you do.
Okay, so you know, on the 31st, you get the rest.
Today, there was my last dollar in my pocket. I don't have no other sources to find money. I asked him, Jerry, for some money, and Jerry could give me a big surprise.
It's about 11:40 on July the 14th. I'm at my man's Lane crib in New Jersey. And the reason why I had to come here is because I'm taking an appraisal class, and it's a 2-week intensive class, Monday to Saturday from 8 to 5. And I went to the teacher, the instructor, and asked him, can I take a day off? And he was like, no. I had a closing on 15-2 or whatever, and I wanted the closing to go down also because I'm trying to get rid of some properties. I gave them the power of attorney, and they closed it for me, which, thank God, the lane didn't work. So I just called him up, even though it was short notice. He said, yo, no problem, I can do it.
I'm out here in Camden for Jared's 2 closings. Jared is a lucky man that I'm his best friend, one of his boys, because he's doing it.
Yo, man, I can't believe it, man. $28,000 looks like this. This is what $28,000 looks like. I got 28 grand in my hand right now, and I'm not even excited about it. I know there's more to do, and this is like small. To me, it's like small. Not saying it's small, but it's like I know there's more out there or whatever. And you know, what am I gonna do? Take the money and pay for all my credit card debt, or try to do something with it? But it'll be foolish for me to take this money and spend it on something stupid like get a car or you know, get a bigger apartment or something like that. I mean, that'll be kind of foolish, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get myself out of ruts so where I never have to be in the situation again. I love the beach. I love going to the beach only simply because when I go there, I can just relax and refresh myself and clear my mind of everything. And I can just think about whatever it is I want to think about. For the most part, I just sit on a bench or take a walk down a boardwalk, look out, and just enjoy that powerful, powerful nature. It kind of like humbles me when I go there because if somebody can create that, that means I'm nothing or whatever, you know. So I like the way the water crashes on the beach. I like the way it sounds. I like the way it feels. I just like the way it makes me feel. I don't know, for whatever reason. I prefer the beach at night only because, you know, everything is calmed down at night and you can think clearly at night. I really don't care about, you know, women in the beach in bikinis and stuff like that. That's not the reason why I go here. I just go here because I can relax and refresh my mind and rejuvenate and think about nothing. I'm at this house in South Freeport that I have a contract on it right now to purchase it, and it's a water view or whatever. It's a very desirable area. It has a water view. You can see yourself. You get this bad boy, pull your boat right up here, and chill or whatever. Make money to provide for my family if I get a wife or a woman or something like that. What am I gonna do for money? And like now, I got it now and I'm actually doing it, and like the path that I'm on, money will not be an issue if I do it the right way because I've started from scratch, from nothing. In America, it is truly the land of opportunity or whatever. If you can live any kind of lifestyle you want in America or whatever, you know, you can either make it or you can make life hard for yourself. Like, yo, I refuse to make life hard for myself. Okay, you do this here, tweak that there, you work with people, and that's how you get things done or whatever. I can do all this stuff by myself or whatever. There's no way I can do all this stuff by myself. I wish I could take all the credit, like, wow, I'm the man or whatever, stand like this. Yo, I can't do this stuff by myself, I'll be honest with you. You know, there's other people around me that helping me, that are right people, all the pistons are firing at one time. I can by myself, so, you know, my boy got X-Lane credit. I got the cash, whatever, we gonna come together, we gonna make this thing happen or whatever. That's as simple as that. I'm smiling right now only because I just did it and it says the money is in there. Oh my God, this is great. This is so beautiful. 25 grand. You know, there you go. So you saw the 163 plus the 15.5 plus the $25,000 right here. It worked out to be like 203 and 500, whatever the heck that is. $203,500 and some odd change or whatever. That's what it worked out to be or whatever. But you see the direct result of working hard, and doing things the right way, and you get results done. Before I went to my mom and dad and asked them to help me out with stuff, I thought they weren't gonna do it because I've never asked them for $100. I never asked to borrow $100 from my parents before, and one day I went to them and I asked them to borrow like $5,000 for that sign business that I had or whatever, and to my surprise, they said yes. I kept my promises to my parents, like I'll pay you by this time or I'll pay that off, and I did it. So as I needed help more and more, they just gave me more help.
Jared always seems to be a go-getter, and he wanted to do things, and I like that because my older brother was the same way, he always involved with something entrepreneur, he wanted to do something all the time. So it seemed like Jared get that from him, that side of the family. He always wanted to do something for himself, so I don't see the reason why I wouldn't help. There's money there to be made, and that's a good way to go because, like you said, we went to many seminars and find that I wanted to do that route, but I was working at the same time, trying to feed a family, so I couldn't divert from what I was doing to do it, but I'm glad that he's getting into it because there is an opportunity there.
One of my personal goals is I don't want my mother and father to be working or whatever. I want to take care of them the way they took care of us when we were growing up. When we were coming up in the world or whatever, my mom and dad took care of us like, I never knew what it's like to be hungry. They always fed us, they always clothed us or whatever. I'm just trying to return the favor. It's Monday, March 27th. It's about 6:08 or whatever. I'm about to go to work, and today's the day that I give my boss my 2 weeks notice. I'm a little bit nervous only because I've never done something like this before. I'm taking a leap of faith, but I gotta do it. I'm compelled to do it only because my mind always wanders when I'm at work now. It's been wandering for a long time, for a couple of months now. And it's just, it's just time. So I gotta do it. I'm gonna take my best shot. This is my best shot, so I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I'll let y'all know how that goes. All right, peace. But he took it very well. He seemed pretty happy for me or whatever. He's a really cool dude or whatever. I got no problems with him. I told him, hey man, I didn't want to screw him. I said, listen, I'm gonna need the 2 weeks off. I said, listen, Pete, I don't want to burn my bridges or anything. I just want to make sure everything is, good. He's like, Jared, that's no problem. You finish it if you want or not. So, so this Friday will be my last day. That's the 31st of March.
So no more paycheck, right?
Nah, no man, no more paycheck. So you gotta get up every day and work. You know what they say? The early bird gets the worm, or the first mouse gets the cheese. No, the second mouse gets the cheese. The first mouse gets the trap. 32. I said I gave myself to like 35 to leave my job or whatever. Look, I did it 3 years ahead of schedule. 3 years ahead of schedule, all because I did a deal that enabled me to make my salary like 4 times over, whatever. So it was a no-brainer for me to leave. And now Now, like I said, I'm in the middle of 2 or 3 deals right now that will catapult me, to the stratosphere or whatever. Yeah, I know people out there make way more money than me, whatever, but that's fine. But for me, it's in the stratosphere. You make 30 G's, you make under 30 G's a year, and then you make a deal that nets you over 100,000, and then you, some months later, you're in a part of another deal that make you, let's say, $300,000 or $400,000 or $500,000. You feel like, you catapult into the stratosphere or whatever. And like I said, my lifestyle, the way I live now, I make under 30 G's or whatever. So making 6 figures, making low to mid 6 figures, wow, that's amazing. It's the first dollar we made together. It wasn't $1,000, it wasn't $10,000, it was $1. He's like, yo man, go home and put this thing up or whatever. So you know me, I don't know about the superstition stuff or whatever, man. But you know what, man? I'm gonna respect the dude. I'm gonna honor his thing. So I put it up or whatever, man. So I can tell you to this day, though, man. Today's what, May 6th, 2006. I know my life has changed already because, like I said, I quit my job, got a couple of deals, and everything's going for me or whatever. So so going according to plan. That's it. So I come in here and I leave it right there or whatever. And that's the story behind that dollar. It's about 5:15, Wednesday, July 12th. There was a property that I just left the closing today. I left the building at about 4 o'clock or whatever. We just got a property in Brooklyn. This thing, I've never worked so hard to get one deal in my life. I felt like I gave it all I had. I pushed it to the pedal, I pushed it to the max. I can't believe we pulled off the deal or whatever, but You know, if you keep working hard, sometimes you get lucky. I put $117,000 into the deal or whatever, my own money. Well, actually, my family's money or whatever. If it wasn't for everybody that was involved in the deal, I wouldn't be here. That's including the real estate broker, the hard money guy, everybody, my lawyer, everybody. When it's all said and done, I should have maybe, let's say $100,000 free and like another $120,000 locked up in a line of credit or whatever. So, you know, now potentially I have about $220 to play with. That's a whole nother level right there, baby. It took everything that I had. I was exhausted, going back and forth, closing day change. You know, at one point in time, my lawyer lost confidence in us, and it just tested my nerves, and you know, I'm sure it tested my partner's nerves, and man, it was tough, man. I mean, I've never worked this hard in my life.
Jay did it again. Made something out of nothing, right, Jay?
Yeah, man. Honestly, if it wasn't for family and friends, I wouldn't be in this situation right now, man. Like, you know, I wouldn't be here sitting down right now talking to you Saturday morning driving, talking to you about a deal that I just got done or whatever. So, you know, any successful person that you see in life, man, trust me, they ain't the only ones that are involved in it. There's so many people behind the scenes that'll help pushing a person to achieve an objective.
Jared knows what he's doing, man, and I trust him 100%. And that's what you got to do. You got to find a partner, or you got to find a clique of people, like we always say before, that you can roll with. If I start a company, I know my place. I ain't number one, he's number one, he's the front man. He knows what he's doing. That's why he left his job. That's why he could do what he got to do. And like, you know, he's going to teach us how to do it, but he has our back. He makes it, he pulls us up, and that's what we got to do, man.
But my strength ain't putting it together or directing stuff or putting stuff together, nothing like that, man. That ain't got nothing to do with me or whatever, man.
We're trying to bring that factor back, saying that we can't work together, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to help our family and our friends, man. We're trying to do the stuff that people always saying that we can't do it, but everyone else is doing except us. So we bringing that back.
Monday the 14th of August 2006, and I just came out of a closing, like I said, and I just wanted to give you an idea, a breakdown of how the day went. The deal closed finally within, I wanted to get it under 30 days, but it went to the 33rd day. March 31st of 2006, I left my job so I can invest in real estate full time, and here are the fruits of my labor so far. You let me know. Mind you, I'm still doing it wrong, okay? I'm still doing it wrong. I'm still learning, and I'm still doing it wrong. So one day I'll perfect the system, but until then, I'm gonna keep, you know, getting what I get from being wrong. Thank you. See here? That's called a HUD-1. A HUD-1 gets filed, federal government, tells you who got paid and what. So you see that line right there. You see the 750, 155, less reduction, amount due seller, 489, 69657. And then you see that magic number, $260,000. That lady was my lawyer, Edward Lewis. You see Edward Lewis Properties LLC, 8/14. You see the date, $250. Thank you so much. Then come down. Helen Verdi, buyer's attorney, Edward Lewis Properties LLC, 8/14. 145.59. Wow, 145.59. Third check. Helen Verdi PC, Edward Lewis Properties LLC, 8/14. 109.255.12. To me, you look at something like this, the background, the oceans, the creations, the birds, you know, there's nothing more perfect than nature. You can do everything you want to nature, but it'll come back and heal itself and rejuvenate and things like that. So I look at it like this. Everybody has a conscience or whatever. Some people listen to it, some people don't. But there's always a guide, something telling you what's right, what's wrong. Sometimes you know you're doing wrong, sometimes you know you're doing right or whatever. So within yourself, everybody knows that. So, you know, to me, that's a connection to the higher being. I'm just thinking about all the stuff that I tried, you know, try to make myself successful and try to do something just to better myself. Like it's all coming it's like all getting there now. Like it's not as wide and vast and unfocused as it once was before. Where like my mind was all over the place. I don't know what to do to make money. I don't know what to do to make money. What am I gonna do? You know, you working 3 jobs, working 5 jobs, trying all kind of different stuff. I'm actually doing what I want to do. A couple of times where it came short, like, man, what am I doing? How am I gonna make money? Is it all, you know? Am I just gonna be like a broke person who just don't have nothing in life? But lately, I could say for the past year now, it's never been like that. It's always been like, you know what? I got some problems that I'm working on, and pretty soon, once I work on the problems, I'm looking ahead, just looking ahead. Because the problems that are happening right now, those are the things that can hinder you or whatever. So you always got to keep your eye on the prize. That's what you got to do. If you always keep your eye on the prize, it's a journey, it's not a race. And asking yourself the question, yo, are you doing enough to make sure you get to the next level or to do what you got to do to get where you want to get? Questions like that. And then sometimes looking at me and be like, you know what, no, I'm not doing enough. So, you know, so I got to go back to the drawing board and push further. Now I'll look up in the mirror and it says, are you doing enough? I'm on the right track.
I know how hard it was coming up. I don't need to put that burden on myself because I want to have a house. I don't want to live in an apartment like we grew up in. I want the better things in life. And in order to get some of those things, you have to make certain sacrifices. Like I said once before, if you have a partner, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, whatever in your life, get on that same page. Buy yourself. Don't pay someone else's mortgage. Pay your own mortgage. Okay, you can do it. Okay, if whether it's you're making a lot of money and this one's not making a lot of money or whatever the case may be, it can be done. We've proven it ourselves. It can be done.
If you can get one thing from me, like owning a home is one of the best things you can do for yourself financially, because with owning that home, you can move forward. Like, imagine if your grandfather bought a house, right, back in many years ago, right, and then he had the mortgage half paid off or whatever, and then his son took it over, and then the son paid it off. Now, me being my father's son or whatever now, for my grandfather, now that home is paid off free and clear or whatever. And before it was paid off free and clear, like, let's say my dad paid for my college education because he took the equity out the house and paid off my education and stuff like that. Do you see what I'm trying to get at? Like, when you own a home or whatever, the stuff's gonna appreciate because it's a commodity that everybody needs. Humans need shelter. That's a fact of life or whatever. And being that it's a shelter commodity. So if you can get one thing or whatever, just financial independence or whatever, financial savviness or financial education, and it has to do with homes or whatever. And it's not like, I don't want you to just get things or whatever. Like, you should only use credit cards to help you gain a financial thing or whatever. Or like, don't use credit cards to like buy your furniture or buy clothes or buy this. If you're doing it now, that's fine, but you got to cut it out and try to look forward using your credit to get a house. Once you get a house, now you can move forward because your family owns something now. Once the home is paid off, imagine your father left, right? Okay, your father bought the house. The house is worth $500,000. The house is paid off cash. Now your father want to go down to Florida or something like that. All right, Dad, listen, I can't pay $500,000. I'll tell you what, son. I'm putting the deed in your name. You give me $250,000. But the thing is worth $500,000. Everybody's gonna give you $250,000, okay? And that's what I'm talking about. Once you own it or whatever, there's things that you can do to it with your family by owning one house. You can create so much opportunity from one thing. That's it. From owning one house or whatever. So like, you should buy the house, keep it in the family, and always keep it in the family. Don't ever sell that bad boy. Or if you do sell it to somebody like your friend. That's it. But just create opportunities by owning that house, and you can do it by just doing little things here and there. And actually, once you start doing it, it don't take long for you to realize and see the results of it. Like, Lane bought his house within 9 months. He said he could do it in a year. He did it in 9 months. Tells it right there or whatever. So like, owning homes, I just want people to really like, I want everybody at some point in time to own their own home. It can do so much wonders for you, and it's not hard at all.
I was always concerned about reputation, and I realized that there are two things. You have your reputation. Reputation is determined by other people and how they perceive you, and you have your character. Your reputation is what you are when you're outside and other people are viewing. Your character is what you have when there's nobody else around. Some people try to be two people. They try to be one way in front of people and another way behind closed doors. And I realized that your character was much more important. I wanted to be the same way around other people as I was all the time. Behind closed doors, when I was by myself, when I was with my family, I wanted to be the same person. And I realized that it needed a little bit of a change. I started going back to church. I started reading the Bible. And what I realized is that I am a product of the people that I am around. A lot of my friends had started working and I didn't see them as often. So I started surrounding myself around positive individuals, mature individuals, spiritual individuals. And that's what helped me to do stuff like clear my financial debt, because I didn't see, materialistic things as content that was required in my life. I saw success, which is not so much related to material pleasures and desires. I saw that my spiritual content was more important to me, because as I started to change inside, other people started to receive me in a different way. Success at my job started to elevate. I started to see different results when I went to the gym. My health started getting better. And I realized as I developed spiritually and mentally, and as these things developed in my life, that I became a different person. I began to change. Not changes in I was one person one day and another person the next, but changes in growth. I was growing into a much more mature and seasoned individual. I love basketball, and I just look at life as quarters. Luckily, me and my friends bought our houses during the first quarter, you know what I'm saying? But what about people that rent that won't ever buy a house? The second quarter is 35 to 45, and now you hit halftime. That's a lot of people's mid-year crisis. That's where people start living their life like, yo, man, I'm 45, I don't own nothing, I don't have nothing in my name, you know what I'm doing? Yo, some people snap. Like I tell Jared and all my friends this a bunch of times, on paper or at my job it says I'm this, but I feel like $1 million. I'm a happy person. My mom was like, Ghislaine, you're the happiest broke person ever. The third quarter is from 45 to 55. What are you gonna do? When are you gonna get in the game? Is it too late? No, it's not too late, But then reality strikes, then you're 55 to 65. You in the fourth quarter, and you never got in the game. You never got the chance to shoot that last second jumper. What you gonna do? And then after that, 65 games over. I know my generation with my people, Social Security ain't gonna be here. They already said it. Where's Social Security at, right? Yep. It's not gonna be here, so what are you gonna do? I always tell my mother this, it's just like I'm tired of living the same cycle. We live our lives, we work, we retire, we die, and when is the cycle gonna stop? When is the monotony gonna break up? When are we gonna start owning stuff and start passing it along down from generation to generation to build wealth? And like I said, we found our niche, it's real estate. I'm making sure I'm breaking the cycle this time.
Everybody has dreams, everybody has ambitions, everybody has goals that they want to meet. You can't stop yourself. With these guys, they had dreams, they had goals. Their ambitions was to look, I'm gonna buy property and we're gonna, try to get more property and do other things within the real estate thing. And for them, they accomplished that. And now they're still moving forward. They're not stopping. And you got the same opportunities in front of you. They call this the land of opportunity. Take advantage of it.
Change your mind.
Change your life.
Change your mind.
Change your life.
Change your mind. And change your life.